What a cock up. Well, hello everybody. Or nobody. I didn't realise I was going to stop my streaming software, but you know, I'm learning how to do this, and the only people who've watched these so far have been me anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But it is 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, Saturday the 30th of August, the last 30th? Well, it is the last 30th of August. It's the last Saturday of August in 2019, and I thought I would try a live stream tonight and do some of my live streaming stuff, such as live Picasa photo editing, a little bit of live Flickr, and of course actually live me. I need my glasses on. So one of the things I wanted to talk about actually was that today, or this week, I've been shooting out and about in the street with this camera, which is the Yashica Samurai, which is what's known as a half frame camera. So it takes pictures on half of the size of a 35mm film, meaning that if, like me, you have 24 exposure film in here, you get 48 shots, because it effectively takes two for every regular size 35mm image on there. I have finished this film, so it's okay for me to open the back and show you inside. There is the window, sort of the where is it looking? There we go. The film would go across there, and it's a it's the equivalent of a compact camera, really. So when I close this, it will attempt to thread in the new film. The film's obviously stuck in the canister, so it can't do that. But it loads itself. It's ready to go. And one of the things about it is, obviously, if you remember these things, it looks like an old like 1990s style camcorder, but it's actually a 35mm camera. And it's just so ergonomic. It has this notch here for your thumb, and this grip here for the fingers, which just make it so it just fits in your hand. And it's really easy. You just look through it and you point and go. It's got a zoom on it. It's got a 3x zoom, which is why I think it's the Samurai 3X. And I think it's a great little camera. To give it some context in terms of size, because you can see again, if I pop the camera open, it actually would normally be that way in a camera where the film goes horizontally. It's actually taking portrait pictures. Yashica were kind enough or sensible enough to make it this orientation, so that the pictures come out landscape. But as a comparison in size, I have got here the Photo Chat Vlog Studio is very small. The Canon Epoca, which actually the pictures I'm going to be looking at later on were taken on. And this is a bridge camera. And if I pop this one open, where's the... somewhere is the thing to open this. Well, there we go. In this one, you put the film in there, and it goes and curls itself around. It's very, very cool. The battery's not in this one. So there, in comparison, is the Samurai. It's actually quite a lot smaller. And in both cases, the cameras could be even smaller if they had simpler lenses, but they've both got these zoom lenses in them. The Epoca in particular has a huge zoom lens. So, there you have it. Two 1980s designed cameras that look like video cameras, but are actually stills, 35mm cameras. And since I keep opening the door, I may as well show you that. Like girls on film by Duran Duran. I'm shooting Ektachrome 100HC. That's old expired Ektachrome from ages ago. I should have done this ages ago. I messed up this live stream. I'm looking at my monitor of this. Everything's gone rather slowly, so I apologise out there for people in YouTube land how slow everything is. I don't know enough about this to tweak it. Let's see if I can do anything. I don't think I can whilst I'm live. It's going to have to continue. And what's here? What's this? No. Do you know what? I'm just going to continue, and maybe my connection will get better. Who knows? If we go over to Picasa, it might make the stream a bit easier anyway, because we'll just be looking at pictures. So this one here, let me get it open. I'm going to choose some pictures to put onto Flickr. And in particular, actually, I'll tell you what though, I'll just quickly give you an example of some Yashica Samurai half-frame pictures. These were taken back in 2014, back in my old house, and I think I was just getting to grips with the camera. It took some interesting shots. In particular, you can do a kind of fast thing. So there's me jumping about, attempting to beat up the camera. Interestingly, there's my old house. That was my compost heap. That's my shed. Some garden rubbish, some garden stuff. Other houses nearby me. Yeah. That was July 2014, so 5 years ago. And it was expired Kodak Color Gold 200 film. I also was experimenting with a wide angle lens attachment on this picture. You can see the barreling going on. Anyway, I figured I'd share those with you. They're all on my Flickr. If you look for Yashica Samurai, you will see those. So back in the current world of things, I'm looking at these pictures. These are from my trip to Hamburg last year, shooting Ilford XP2 in the Canon Epoca, which I just showed you. I don't need to do a lot of editing to these, because I think so far they all look great. So these are people on the other side of the river Elbe. Me and my mate Colin had walked under the Elbe, through the Elbe tunnel, come out the other side, and here we were observing Hamburg along with all these people who'd come through the tunnel too. I think that's a really nice example of candid, what they call street photography, even though we're not really on a street here. And there's a really good view of the Elbe Philharmony there as well. So I'm going to star that one and pin it. The next picture is of the area of Hamburg where we were staying when you got out of the Airbnb which we had. This building was opposite it. And I love a good tower block. And I love a good German tower block. Or continental tower block. So there's really nothing much to do to this picture. I'm going to star it and pin it. Now there is a little fleck here where it looks like a bit of emulsion was missing. I can use the retouch tool in Picasa if I wanted to. And zoom in. But I've done that wrong. So I don't want to do that. I think what I need to do is cancel that. I could use this retouch tool where I click on that and then I move the mouse to somewhere just to hide it. You can hardly see that's gone. So I am going to apply that there. Let Picasa do its thing. Now I know that was taken in the morning because we were on our way to a city or a town called Lüneburg, and this sort of building that looks like a cake was the first thing I saw in Lüneburg. I decided to take a picture of it. Now something's bothering me over here, which is another building nearby, and this tree is bothering me here. So let's see if we can do something with a crop to make a difference there. If we pop that there and sneak that one there, I think that looks a little bit more agreeable, really. If I undid the crop and straightened it, I've got to choose something vertical. I actually am of the opinion that this picture is not so wonky. It's the building that's wonky. If I straighten it so that this bit is straight, this is less straight. Is that better? Maybe it is. Let's try a crop anyway, just to snip away that section around there. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's a bit of a bodge, but I've noticed in previous times as well, the crop tool does a tiny bit of blurring, so I'm also going to apply a teeny sharpen. So there's 3 pictures chosen to go over to Flickr. You can't see this now on the live stream. I know that from previous attempts, but what I'm going to do is export them. And then over here, they should appear in my file manager. How do I do that? I do that, and then I do that, and there they are, finally ready to go. So I need to go back over to Flickr. It will appear on Flickr that I've got a little notification. What is that? This guy likes my pictures. Andrei Gubanov. Well, thank you, Andrei. Let's open up the uploading window. And you won't see this in streaming land, but I'm just dragging and dropping. Dropping a lot of frames. The stream says it's dead. It's back again. Are we back on? I think we are. Regardless, anyway. Technical hitch, eh? So I'm going to use this one, which will give me the information that I need for my sort of metadata and so forth and descriptions. So this picture, well, they are all taken on the same. Oh no, I don't want to do that. That's not the all I want. It's that all. So if I add this to all those 3 pictures, The date is wrong for these two, but that's easy because I can change the date there to put that on the 21st of August last year. Wow, a year has passed. And I need to give them all titles. So let's call this one Outside the Elba. Now we call it Viewing Hamburg from the Elba. And we'll call that I'm gonna have to work out where we stayed in would have to work out where we stayed in Hamburg to give that its proper title. May come back and do that later on, but for now, time being, I'll call it Tower Block, and I'll call this Cake House. And that is not in Hamburg, that is in Lüneburg, and I've got Lüneburg open here, so I can get the funky spelling of it with the German fruity U umlaut. I'll add that there as well for its own special tag. So again, over here we will I will nick or borrow the tags from here because they'll all more or less apply. And I've got loads of tags on my pictures, which is great. Checking on the live stream. Somebody's watching. If you're watching, say hi. Say hi in the chat. I've just said hi in the chat. Perhaps you can. Back over in Flickrland. Yeah. What do I need to do? Stop buggering about. I need to add them to my albums. And so they're in XP2. They are... I have got one for black and whiteness. There we go. And I have got one for the Epoca. And I have got one for cities. Ooh. So let's do that. There they go into my Flickr albums. Not that that's a feature that I use very much, or I don't know anybody else does really, but here's a habit now. And let's get into the just gonna have a drink, hang on. Let's get into the tags. Not the tags, the groups. The groups, goddammit. Right, they're all in Germany. So, does the cool Germany want them? No, because I only had two. I can only add 2 pictures to that one. Hamburg. Surely, Hamburg Analog wants them. Yes, it does. And Hamburg Black and White. I know they're going to be welcome in the Canon Epoca group because it's my group. And I know they're going to be welcome in the Ilford XP2 groups and in the Harman film technology group because Harman is an Ilford. Ilford is a Harman product. What else do we want to put them in? All the black and white groups we can. So 35mm black and white, 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 white and black, white and black, a little French one for noir et blanc. I think there's at least 2 monochrome groups and I can get them in one. monochrome, that will only allow you one. There's the free groups with no restriction. Let's get it in there and there. And that's, although this one has no restriction on the number of other groups it can be in, you can only add 2 in that one. I don't want to lose my thing. It's 35mm film, so let's get it in those 2. Oh, it's not a Samurai, so it's not fair to go in there. And although it is colour film, it's a C41 process film, the pictures aren't in colour, so that one wouldn't be appropriate. But that one is. What else? I think it's analog. There we go. Bop it in. All of these tried and trusted groups. Analog Love never let any. It's 1 in a month, I think. As we let's 2 in. Europe analog, film analog photography. Future is analog. Oh, that's got some restrictions. I can't add any more to that month. This one, you know what I'm saying. It's not really lo-fi. I'm not going to believe that one now. Just clicking about now. I'm getting a bit tongue-tied and tired. You'll put that one there. And let's go then for the groups about film. I shoot Ilford film. I can only add 1. Let's go from the bottom up this time. I tend to I can never remember which ones always do and don't, so I just blast them in. Bearing in mind that I don't obviously want to put them in an inappropriate group, so they're not. This is not expired film, so they wouldn't be fair to put them in there. That one I know will take my pictures. I can only put 1 in there. Great. No. There we go. It's nice to have a good run of groups. Groups are the lifeblood of Flickr, I think. Oh, I've got to hit my 60 groups limit, so let's upload them. While that's doing that, there is apparently somebody viewing this other than me, but I don't know who it is. Honestly, if you can actually hear me, give me a sign. Let me know. And they got published, which is great. However, we want to get them squozen into as many groups as we can to get all that value out of Flickr. So time for a little manual run around again. That one's looking really cool. Let's get that one in I Shoot Film. Always got to be pending, but I don't think I've had one rejected yet. What's the other ones that would be appropriate for? Oh, Hamburg. It can go in there. It can go in unsuspecting protagonists because they didn't realise they were going to be part of. Oh, I can't. It would go in there if I hadn't maxed out the numbers on that one this month. Next month, I may get a chance to put something in there. Let's put it in the street photography groups that I'm a member of. I know those ones are quite receptive. Anything else? Excuse me. I'll just shove it in some film groups. Starting at the top this time. So let's do Film Club, Film Forever. I know there's a special Film Forever tag. I always forget to put it on there. The guy who runs it used to add it sometimes. Believe in Film. Oh, I just missed it. Sorry, Gordon. That's fine. The next one. This one and the Cake House, I think, are going to be welcome in the architecture groups. So architecture and architecture travellers, for sure. There was a monochrome group, wasn't there? Yep. Let's get it into Believe in Film. One of the coolest hashtags on Twitter and Instagram. Not a lot goes on Flickr, but I don't, I still want to add it in there. BelieveInFilm.com. And wasn't there an analog group? Oh, I'm tired. It is late in the evening here now in Britain. It's coming up to 10:30. Now I've had a busy day. It can go in. Can it go in analog survive digital denied? Pending approval. Let's hope it does get approved. International analog photography pending approval, but analog resistance. I don't post in there very often. Let's take a chance though. And then there was a 31, the Flickr Film Gang. That one will be good. And it's time for the film groups that these are not already in. Let's go down the bottom. Will it go in there? Yes, it will. UK Film Club. Thank you. This is why I love film. The resurrection of film. There we go. Hit the 60 group limit. That's fine. And the final one, the Cake House. I'm glad I cropped that. I think it does look better than the original. Let's just compare it, because Picasa is non-destructive, so I can undo my sharpen, undo my crop, and undo my straighten. And I think you can see comparing that to that. I think it was worth doing. Anyway, let's jam this one in a few groups and then wind up the stream. So it's architecture related. It is it's on film, so where else can it go that's on film? Film Club, of course, and Film Forever. Believe in Film. Buy film, not megapixels. Can't stop shooting film, because I really can't. Film Explosion. Film. Oh, it's hit the maximum number of groups. Okay, so that's it. That is my pictures. Oh, and nicely, is it nice? Yes. There, Ask Jaina favorited my picture. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you for that. So, we come to the end of another. Check out my bass guitar. Another live stream with a bit of technical mishap. And somebody watching it other than me, but I don't know who it was. And they never said anything. Hey ho. So, I'm going to be doing the normal photo chat vlogs. I just thought I'd mix it up a bit at the moment. I think I'll try a few new things. I don't have a very popular channel. I know that. And so this is not a quest for world domination. It's just experimenting. The whole purpose of the channel for me was not only to share my photographs, but it was to experiment with generating multimedia and the different things that requires. So I've enjoyed the stuff that I do. I do go on a bit about the lack of audience, but really, God, I can see this is blocky as well. I'm really sorry. But the point about it for me is that it gives me a focus for multimedia production. And I like doing things like the graphics and the thumbnails and the music, and on the other photo chat vlog episodes, writing a script and putting it all together. So the numbers don't matter too much to me, but everybody who does interact with me and leaves a comment and leaves a thumbs up, and dare I say it, subscribes, it is really welcome. It is really welcome to know that somebody is paying attention out there. Scrape my nose. It was itchy. It doesn't mean anything else. So with all of that, have some snow for farewell. Thanks for watching. If you were watching this, thanks for watching this. If you choose to watch it later on the stream, be good. And if you can't be good, be careful. Bye.